Boa noite. Os recifes de coral poderão desaparecer do globo durante este século em resultado do aquecimento global e da atividade humana. As Filipinas, onde milhões de pessoas dependem do mar, é um dos países em risco. Em Malapascua, uma ilha a norte de Cebu, os corais estão em recuperação, mas há pouco peixe devido à sobrepesca. Para salvar o ecossistema marinho, um grupo de mergulhadores arranjou uma solução engenhosa. Colocou estátuas da Virgem Maria debaixo d'água para convencer os pescadores, católicos devotos, a não pescar ilegalmente. A TDM esteve em Malapascua e falou com Matt Reed, o proprietário de uma casa de mergulho e um dos responsáveis pela iniciativa. A TDM Reportagem desta semana é da autoria da jornalista Rosa Serrano.
Right now, there's one underwater at Monad Shoal, the famous thresher shark viewing area. There is one underwater at Chocolate Island, which is a very popular dive site between Cebu Island and Malapascua. And there's a third one underwater in Gato Island, which is also one of the most favorite dive sites of our customers coming to Malapascua. So there's three underwater. And then there's two which are yet to be installed, but they are supposed to be installed above the water in Chocolate Island and Gato Island also. The ones on the beach are the ones which are waiting to be installed in those other locations. That's just temporary before we get the opportunity to install them in the locations we chose. There are similar statues or other religious figures in quite a few locations worldwide. There's actually one definitely in Bohol in the Philippines. And then I believe in the Caribbean, they have some similar things. And I think a few other locations around the world. So I don't think we really came up with the idea, and I don't remember, to be honest, somebody in our group, one of the dive shop managers, said, yeah, why don't we try that? And everybody said, yeah, it seems like a good idea because we understand how the Filipinos do feel strongly about Christianity.
Malapascua, uma ilha a norte de Cebu, nas Filipinas, com uma área de 2,5 km². A população, de mais de 8.000 pessoas, é fortemente católica. É famosa pelo mergulho, sobretudo pelos tubarões Três e praias paradisíacas. É onde vive há 16 anos Matt Reed. O britânico é mergulhador técnico, dá formação a instrutores e é co-proprietário de uma casa de mergulho. Reed faz parte de um grupo de mergulhadores que fabricaram e transportaram estátuas da Virgem Maria para 3 zonas de Malapascua, debaixo de água. A primeira foi colocada há um ano em Monash Shoal, uma estação de limpeza para os tubarões Três. Seguiram-se as Ilhas Gato e Chocolate.
The objective was to try to get the locals to believe that Virgin Mary, God, was watching over the reefs and trying to protect the reefs, and therefore they should, pay attention to how they treat the marine life and the reefs, and they shouldn't use illegal fishing techniques, and that they should have some respect, hopefully, for the marine life and the reefs and the fish that live there.
As figuras, com cerca de 1000 quilos cada uma, foram fabricadas por um artista de Malapascua. Transportá-las não foi fácil.
Instead of putting steel bar inside the concrete to make it strong, because we knew that would rust underwater and break the statue, he actually used organic materials like tree branches. So he made the structure from tree branches and tied everything together with natural materials, and then he laid the concrete around the outside and shaped it and painted it, put the design and everything. And you maybe didn't notice, but he actually even stuck fake eyelashes onto Mary, so it even looks like real eyelashes. We call it a lift bag. It's basically a bag which you fill with air, which creates flotation. So we used multiple of those bags to hold the Mary as we lowered it down from the boat into the water, and then letting a little bit of air out of the bag slowly and slowly. You could lower the Mary statue down underwater and position it where you wanted it underwater.
Nas Filipinas, os recifes de coral garantem a sobrevivência de mais de 370 milhões de pessoas. Em 2010, 1,5 milhão de filipinos vivia diretamente da pesca. Além disso, os recifes de coral constituem uma fonte de receitas através do turismo. É o que indica People and the Sea, uma organização sem fins lucrativos sediada em Malapascua, cujo objetivo é a conservação do ambiente marinho. Este mês, a organização publicou o primeiro relatório sobre monitorização dos recifes de coral à volta da ilha. É um ecossistema que está a desaparecer a nível mundial. A condição de 90% dos recifes de coral nas Filipinas é fraca ou média. Em Malapascua, o coral tem uma condição média e a cobertura está a aumentar. Está a recuperar dos prejuízos provocados pelos tufões, pela pesca de explosão e por surtos de predadores como a estrela do mar coroa de espinhos. Contudo, há fraca abundância de peixe com valor comercial e de espécies de invertebrados, o que indica sobreexploração dos recifes. Apesar de Malapascua ser protegida, com 5 zonas onde é proibido pescar e uma reserva natural, continua a existir pesca ilegal nessas áreas.
Monash Shoal is a no fishing area, so there shouldn't be fishing there, but there still are. And Chocolate Island and Gato Island are both also protected no fishing areas, so they shouldn't be fishing there either, but they are. Most common type of illegal fishing, which does the most damage generally, is dynamite fishing or blast fishing. So they use explosives, and they will throw the explosives like dynamite, but it's generally some old kind of Coca-Cola bottle, and they'll put homemade explosives inside, and then they ignite it and throw it into the water. When it explodes, it will kill all the fish in the surrounding area. Those fish, a lot will float to the surface, and they can just scoop up the fish and bring it into their boat. The problem is that explosion will damage the coral reef and kill the coral, which is the habitat of the fish. It will also kill all the other fish that are underwater that the fishermen won't even collect and be able to eat or sell. So there's a lot of collateral damage outside of what they achieve in terms of getting fish for themselves or for sale. So it's very, very damaging to the overall environment.
Os recifes de coral estão a desaparecer. As Nações Unidas estimam que, se for mantida a atual tendência de aquecimento global, durante este século irá ocorrer branqueamento grave, anualmente, em 99% dos recifes a nível mundial.
I think there's a number of things that people can do. I mean, and it starts with building awareness that the coral reefs are under threat from a variety of factors. One of them is global warming, but overfishing is definitely a big factor. And obviously, there's a thing with fishing about eating fish. Obviously, if you're going to a restaurant and eating fish, and then the next day going scuba diving and saying, hey, why is there no fish on the coral reef? Well, because you ate it last night, your dinner. So you have to balance that a little bit in your personal thing. If you want to look at fish when you go scuba diving, then it's not a great idea to eat it every day in the restaurant either. So for me, that's a thing we see quite often, that people can very easily do, pick something else to eat. And when the demand for fish drops, then the fishermen will stop catching so much and trying to sell it to you.
Para salvar os corais de Malapascua, um grupo de mergulhadores fabricou 5 estátuas. 3 estão submersas, falta colocar as outras 2 nas Ilhas Gato e Chocolate. Did it work?
It's very difficult to say. I think at this point it's possibly too early to say. Also, partly because the statues haven't been installed above water, which is obviously part of the plan if the fishermen can't see the one underwater, right? So having the one above water was part of the plan to let them know that there's something there and that Mary's there watching over the reef and so on. So far, we probably haven't achieved what we hoped to. Halfway there, maybe it would be fair. The locals certainly know that something's going on. Most of them have seen the Marys when they were all on the beach together in the first place, and they know that this is happening. So I would say there's some change, but it's probably a long way from being where we would like it to be.
É um engenho humano ao serviço do desenvolvimento sustentável. Um grupo de mergulhadores está empenhado na proteção da vida marinha e dos recifes de coral na Ilha de Malapascua, nas Filipinas. A Rosa Serrano para a TDM.
Voltaremos na próxima semana com mais uma TDM Reportagem. Até lá, muito boa noite.